Part 3, Lebanon Correctional. This is strictly war stories. I'm going to jump right into it. I got some ticket history I want to read from conduct reports I sent home when I was in the hole. And also, you only get 10 minutes. I want to try to get as many mashed in as I can. So this first one I'm going to talk about, it was a LK dude that his own people banished him and he was shunned, but he owed like every organization money. And they asked like 3 people to do something to him. They call it hands laid, debt paid. Like, we know he ain't gonna pay us, so we gotta put hands on him just to show, you gotta show some form of dominance over stuff like that, or people will just think that you're getting soft. So after pussyfooting around a couple people, I said, fuck it, I'll do it. But they paid me and made it worth it. Pretty much paid me for something I was supposed to do anyways, being asked, so that was respect. But you could put stuff in your mat at Lebanon, and they don't check it. You could stuff anything you want in your mat, and out of respect, those COs are not going to check that mat. They're going to bring you your direct mat. That's also the only prison I know that does that. And now they'll come straight to your door and hand you your mat, knowing 9 times out of 10 it's stuffed with shit. Candy, a radio, maybe even a phone, hella, you know what, substances and stuff, whatever. But if you want to get crafty, you could put them in your shoes, different things, because they also let you take your shoes right with you. So if you get into a fight and you got shit stashed in your shoes, it's coming with you, because that's what everybody does. They also don't check their shoes. Leb is very corrupt. The ticket reads like this. While performing a range check after the release from Chow, Officer Shively noticed small drops of blood on the day room floor around cell 1K15. After locking down Rage 1, upon from Chow, Shively reviewed camera footage of the area. In doing so, he witnessed inmate McCombs 701-802 throw 2 closed fist strikes into the facial region of inmate Hypes 748-155. Inmate Hypes backed away and did not fight back. Because of that bitch ass shit, they gave me a Rule 4 for this, which is an assault. A Rule 19 is just a fight. A Rule 17 is a group fight. That's unauthorized group activity. If you're not tagged in a gang and you end up in a group fight, they're going to be like, alright, so we got these 2 Latin Kings fighting these 2 GDs. This dude ain't tagged, but he was on his side. We're going to tag him regardless. Even if you ain't got nothing tatted on you, it doesn't matter. Because they're like, why else would you be helping a known gang member in a fist fight? You see what I'm saying? So that's how that works. They gave us like 14 days in the hole, but he got out the next day. He at first said he feared for his life, blah, blah, blah. They're like, they ran the cameras and said, well, he didn't swing back. So they let his ass back out the hole, put him right back in the same block. Lebanon's messed up like that. They'll put you in with people they know you don't get along with, your rivals. They might think you owe them money. Anything, they'll just sit back and watch. Put you in the block, the cell, the property room after you get out the hole. It's like the COs just want to make bets and see what happens. Alright, next story is part of the reason why I started falling back. Anybody knows if you're in a biracial organization and you're a white dude, you got to prove yourself a little bit more. Also, there'll always be like 1 or 2 people who got that racist shit in them and they don't want to see other races a part of their organization. Ours allows African American, Caucasian, and Latino. So that's how that works. Well, me and there was 2 dudes, T26 and Yuckmouth. They was close. For some reason, I always felt like I didn't get along with them, vice versa. Like they held a grudge or something. I can never figure out why. Well, on the day Yuck was going home, we had another argument like we always did. We was always bumping heads. We was always getting yelled at by the guys to chill out. Like some fucking siblings arguing and the parents yelling at them. That's how this shit was. We was always getting told by our higher-ups to squash that shit. And we threatened homie rounds all the time. Like, we'd be like, well, what, you want to have a homie round? That means where you get a fight sanction for 60 seconds where you and the bro could go in there and take out your anger on each other. It's the same for violations, 60 seconds, if it's that serious of a violation. I'm going to read this conduct report and then tell you exactly how it happened. Officer M. Jones seen inmate McCombs, inmate Reek, and inmate Snyder, all 3 exchanging closed hand fists striking each other. All 3 inmates stopped fighting and were handcuffed. Inmate Snyder had visible injuries to his forehead. No extra force was used. Inmates were escorted to an infirmary and segregation. So on the day he was leaving, when he knew his family was coming and he was running his mouth, I knew if we didn't do something now, I'd regret it forever. He had kept saying what he was saying. I said, you know what, Yuck, get in this fucking bathroom, bro. And he was like, all right, because he ain't no bitch. So he goes in there first. I look over at the guard shack. It's like a platform thing to see if they're looking. I pop top, take my shirt off, and walk in there. But remember, that's a part of this story. I come around the corner. He's already taking off on me. Boom. We get to hitting each other. We lock up, slamming each other. But he ends up tripping and falling over the toilet. So when that happens, I start kind of upping him. People are walking in, seeing this. 2-6 and all the other guys, but they blew the spot up. And it's kind of like called 6-5, and where people will watch and let you know if the cops are coming so they don't catch you in the act. But while this is happening, 2-6 runs over and kicks me in the back, and I fly forward. So I end up grabbing one of them and taking one of them down with me. But we're rolling around on this dirty floor. We all three get to our feet, and we catch our bearings. But at this point, I feel hits from both sides. So I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I just close my eyes and start throwing fucking windmills, because I felt paranoid, thinking all my guys was jumping me, but it wasn't. They was actually standing over here watching this take place. But the little homie round that was supposed to be turned into me getting jumped, and so I just start swinging because I'm feeling myself hitting them, and I know if you're close enough to me right now, you need to be punched, because I knew I was being jumped. Someone yells 12. Well, at that time, I didn't realize yet I caught Yuck real good, either with a punch or an elbow, because it split him really good right here, and I didn't know that yet. So when they all start coming out, they now know there's a fight, because they grab him, and he's bleeding on his white t-shirt. I put my shirt on, and a couple people was walking out, and I blend in with them. But what they do is they build a wall and try to stop all the inmates. They're checking their hands, seeing if they're out of breath, shit like that. When I walk out, I didn't realize that my tag was right here. So they my homies all start laughing, some of my people, and they're yelling like free packy and shit, because they knew I was smoked. I was out of breath, and my tag was right here. Plus, I had like some scratches and red marks. I ended up having like a black eye and like a couple marks on me. But at that time, that was what gave it away, was the out of breath and attack. They take us to the hole. Yuck got his eye glued shut, and his family picked him up. But when they gave me in 2-6, 28 days in the hole, they let us out on like the 24th day. And they put us right in the property room together. They do shit like that on purpose. I feel like they just wanted to see what would happen. We seen each other. We locked up. We admitted that we really don't like each other, and we're pretty much forced to. And we went our separate ways. To this day, I still ain't got nothing against him. But very soon after this is when I started making a decision and want to try to fall back. I got 2 more minutes. I'm going to try to mash some more shit in there. On the above date and time, conducting count as I approach inmate McComb 701-802 and inmate Smith 775-770 cell. They were in a fighting stance, facing each other with their fists up, out of breath, as if they were just fighting. I gave them directives to step away from each other. I alerted my partner, who then approached to help assist. We notified shift and yard officers. They arrived and escorted both inmates to segregation. That was just a dumb situation where me and my bunkie got into a fight during count time, and they caught us red-handed. All right, so I might have to do a part 4 to tell the rest of this. This could be the intro. At one point, we had an alliance with the KFs, Convicted Family from Columbus. It lasted about 3 weeks. We did mandatory workouts together. We went to chow together. Everything, but someone stole one of our phones from another block, because this alliance was all over every block. But when this happened, dude accused one of the KFs of stealing his phone. So he told all of our higher ups, and they said tomorrow at 7 a.m. we're all lining up, the whole compound. That's not just us. Every cell block got word that at 7 a.m. we all had to line up, which means way back there in the corner. These are all identical blocks. There's a cell. It's the banging cell. When the COs know what's going on, they'll get on their phone or their newspaper, and they won't pay attention. Everybody goes in for a minute. When they knock on that door, it means it's done. But your head people will pick. They'll be like, you and you, go. Well, me and my bunkie was a KF. Cool dude named Mikey from Columbus. They made me and him fight because we was bunkies. Just some cruel, little cruel thing they wanted to do, I guess. That was my homie too. But afterwards, we was laughing and kicking it when we locked down that night. Hope y'all enjoyed this. Stay safe, stay free, stay blessed.